Hi everybody. Doing a new thing, reading from beautiful passages from literature, The Sense of an Ending by Julian Barnes. The reason I like Julian Barnes is because I do like to read books that are not, I think you can say a lot with few pages. I don't like thick novels with an exception of John Irving. Julian Barnes is very intelligent writing and just I think he combines for me his rich language and insight into the human psyche. So I want to read from the first page of The Sense of an Ending. I remember in no particular order a shining inner wrist, steam rising from a wet sink as a hot frying pan is laughingly tossed into it. A river rushing nonsensically upstream, its wave and wash lit by half a dozen chasing torch weeds. Another river, broad and gray, the direction of its flow disguised by a stiff wind exciting the surface. Bath water long gone, cold behind a locked door. This last isn't something I actually saw, but what you end up remembering isn't always the same as what you had witnessed. We live in time. It holds and molds us, but I've never felt I understood it very well. And I'm not referring to theories about how it bends and doubles back, or may exist elsewhere in parallel versions. No, I mean ordinary, everyday time, which clocks and watches assure us passes regularly. Tick-tock, click-clock. Is there anything more plausible than a second hand? And yet it takes only the smallest pleasure or pain to teach us time's malleability. Some emotions speed it up, others slow it down. Occasionally it seems to go missing until the eventual point when it really does go missing, never to return. I'm not very interested in my school days and don't feel any nostalgia for them. But school is where it all began, so I need to return briefly to a few incidents that I have grown into anecdotes, to some approximate memories which time has deformed into certainty. If I can't be sure of the actual events anymore, I can at least be true to the impressions those facts left. That's the best I can manage. So this is an introduction into looking into memories. And one of the strongest imprints on us are school days. So when we read this, ask yourself, what sort of memories do I have of school? And maybe you have friends you can share it with, and you can see that what you remember, when they remember, are very different. It's very interesting how you could be in the same place, same time, and people can have such different impressions, and because we are so different. And yet sometimes it's interesting how alike we are, especially if you come from a similar cultural background. So school days shape us, whether we like it or not. The experiences we have as early learners, the way we interact with teachers, the way we interact with other children in school, they shape us to be the kind of person we are. We become a type, whether the loner, the one who studies, the clown. You become a type. And later on, it's very hard to shake off this sort of box you find yourself falling into. Few people are able to really shake off this sort of mold they've been molded into during the school time. And it's part of the socialization process we have. And school is also the time when we first become individuals as well, so we have two very opposing processes. One, we have to fit in, and the other, we have to become ourselves. And some people struggle in that process. So think about how this affects you, how school affected you. Peace, Lionel.